Let's talk now.
You take that test and you pass. You grab that ball and you dribble. You drop that coke in that pot. Nigga, we gotta get out. You take that gun and you blast. You put that pen to that pad. Expand whatever you have. Nigga, we gotta get out. Can't hear that speech that you giving me over bullets they sending me. All of y'all look like enemies, bitch, you better get out. But tell me, can you explain? Living conditions ain't changed. Looked up and Jesus ain't came. Fuck it, I gotta get out. Hey, what is this? What the fuck is this? Look at where we at. Mary J said she reminisce. Let me take you back. Hey, welcome to another episode of So I Was Your Mind, I'm Being the Right podcast.
So I was your mind, I'm being the right.
I'm your host, Romero Goodman. And Black Men Don't Cheat. Hey, I want to address the little pushback I've been getting from the "and Black Men Don't Cheat" part of my introduction. Black men don't cheat. I addressed it. Good talk. Today's episode is brought to you by Gotta Get Out, which is found on every major streaming platform, including my YouTube channel. Check it out if you're so inclined. I will be discussing the case of Bill Cosby that led to his conviction of indecent sexual assault. I did my research, got my little notes, so if it sounds like I'm reading, it's because I'm reading. Let's get to it. In 2014, Dr. Cosby and his wife placed their art collection on loan to the Smithsonian Museum in Washington, D.C. In addition to their art collection, they also donated $10 million to the museum. It's for this reason and Dr. Cosby's recent release of his book, Cosby, that they were holding press conferences. It was in one of these interviews with the Associated Press that the interviewer was asking Dr. Cosby about resurfacing allegations of him being a rapist. He declined to answer that question. He ended the interview and then demanded that the tape of him being asked that question be discarded. This made news across the country. Andrew Wyatt, who was Dr. Cosby's public relations spokesman at the time, recalls when he realized this incident would be a tad bit different. In the interview, he states, and I quote, "The holidays were coming up. And normally in the holiday season, things go away, but this never stopped. I remember watching the interview on CNN with Bob Hubert of Philly Magazine. He made a statement to all my journalist friends out there. Do not let Bill Cosby out of the news. Do not let Ferguson take him out of the news. Do not let the holidays take him out of the news. No matter what you do not let Bill Cosby get out of the news." That's when I knew things were different. End quote. Also in 2014, up-and-coming comic Hannibal Buress, while in Philly, doing his stand-up comedy routine, made a joke about Bill Cosby being a rapist. This too went viral, but according to Andrew Wyatt, Hannibal Buress was paid to do the joke by Bob Hubert of the Philadelphia Magazine. It was through the Philadelphia Magazine social media page that this joke went viral. Okay, cool, look, so right now, up until this point, I'm trying to give you like the backstory of what's happening during the time frame, what's going on, how we get to this point. Now, previously, Bill Cosby has been plagued with all kind of allegations before this last one. The reason why I'm focused on this last one, because this was the one where criminal charges were being brought up. This was the one that he went to prison off of, right? Now, I've seen several reports on this, like good and bad, and what they try to do is they say that, they typically will say, I'm not here to say that Bill Cosby did or didn't do anything. I'm just telling you the facts. Well, look, I'm giving you my opinion, right? Bill Cosby ain't do none of that shit they talking about, okay? Did Bill Cosby sleep with these women? Absolutely. Did Bill Cosby drug and rape these women? Absolutely not. I think we hit the point where rape has been replaced with regret. And that's unfortunate, because there are rapes that occur that ain't got shit to do with regret. I guess you regret the rape. But that ain't what they talking about. They talking about physically being raped. All control being released from them. They had no control of what was going on. And it's the traumatic experience of a lifetime. That's one thing. Then you got some people that feel used after sex, saying they were raped. That's something completely different. Now, I don't know if the women felt used. I don't know if the women had sex. I know the facts of what the court case laid out. That's what I'm going off of. I'm going off the time frame. I'm going off the time frame where charges were filed. I'm about to introduce to you in a minute the woman who made these allegations, who eventually led to Bill Cosby being convicted. I'm not gonna go into he was trying to buy NBC and that's why he did it. I don't know anything like that. But I will dispel what I believe to be a lie where it says that because Bill Cosby was so powerful that none of the white women during that time frame filed charges against him out of fear. I don't know that to be logical. Like, there's never been a time in history that I've studied where the powers that be didn't want to take down a black man, particularly off of a white woman making an accusation, right? Like, they don't care about how much money you got. They sent Mike Vick to jail for fighting dogs when Mike Vick wasn't fighting dogs. It was happening by somebody else on his premises while he was in Atlanta, and this was going on in Virginia. And he still went to prison for 2 years after signing a $100 million contract. Like, the concept of these white women being so afraid never to file a police report is absurd to me. History is littered with white women making accusations, black men being murdered or going to prison for it. They don't make any distinctions. Bill Cosby is currently richer now than he was then, and he's in prison, right? So I don't believe that. I don't believe that that's the reason that there were no police reports filed. I just don't. I do believe that Bill Cosby engaged in sex with these women. I do believe Bill Cosby engaged in sex with drugs with these women. That's completely different than raping these women. And I also believe the drugs that they took were consensual. Now, I'm going to get into the fact that only one allegation during this court case even mentioned Quaaludes. And the woman who mentioned Quaaludes said that she knew what she was taking and that she willingly took that. That's on the court cases, all right? I don't know how the media took that to say that Bill Cosby was drugging women. I don't understand this. That never came up, right? Also, what happened is that it says that Bill Cosby settled accusations behind the scenes for millions of dollars. Bill Cosby did not. Bill Cosby's insurance company, AIG, settled these claims with these women. Now, AIG settled these claims against these women without discussing this with Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby didn't want to settle. He didn't know that they were going to settle. But by law, the insurance company doesn't have to get the policyholder's approval to settle a claim. If the insurance company makes an assessment and says, well, it's going to cost this amount of money for us to fight this, it's going to give us this amount of publicity if we do so, it's cheaper to settle. Because it's the insurance company's money, they can settle when they want to. But it doesn't come out as AIG settles claims. It comes out as Bill Cosby settles claims with accusers. And for whatever reason, whenever we hear claims are being settled, we always tend to believe that that means they were guilty, thus they paid, right? Because the natural conversation I hear around that is, why would you pay something if you didn't do it, right? Why would you give them money if you didn't do it? Well, you give people money to go away because the lie is more entertaining than the truth. So if every 2 weeks I'm in the news for something that I didn't do, it's costing me money on my reputation, it's costing me money in my business deals, it's costing me legal fees. It will cost me less money to pay them and send them on their way than to keep doing that. Then it's reported that I settled, and they use that as if I did something. That's not the way that works for real. Michael Jackson ran into this issue a lot. Because he was tried, or charges were filed against him for messing with little boys. Anytime they wanted to do something with him, they charged him with messing with little boys. Because they had already been out there in the public, now you settle again to get it over with. Because the more times an accusation is made publicly, the more likely people are to believe you. I heard a gang of people coming out talking about, well, over 60 women have said Bill Cosby did this. All of them can't be lying. Why not? Why all of them can't be lying? If I can pay one person to lie, why can't I pay 60 people to lie? Particularly when I have unlimited money. Like the conversation that is being had around Bill Cosby is interesting to me, which is why I wanted to get the facts out for this. So I'm right at the 10-minute part. I'm gonna go ahead and do a part 2, and that part 2 is gonna get into the lady's name, the introduction, the status of their relationships, and then the claim that was filed after that. All right. Well, I greatly appreciate y'all, man. I talked to y'all in a quick one.
So how would you mind my business, right?